We talked a little bit about Lakers, Magic Johnson. If you are unaware, somehow, so Magic stepped down from his president role with the Lakers close to a month ago now, 3 weeks, and sits down
spontaneously too. So no warning, no nothing.
Didn't tell Braun.
Later,
didn't tell his boss, Jeannie Buss. Didn't tell Rob. Just didn't tell nobody. Just the media had a press conference. Now he does an interview. Or we'll call it an interview because that's supposed to be, even though it wasn't really an interview. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, he spoke with them on First Take, ESPN show. He was there for about 22 minutes. He was a lot more open than I thought he was going to be.
I know, I was actually
talked
surprised.
On some interesting discussion points. When I'd sent you the link, you're like, I'm done with this guy. And I'm like, just watch it. And you're like, oh, now I'm interested. What was the most surprising, because we don't got to get through everything he said. What's the most surprising revelation or thing that you heard out of that 20-minute segment?
Honestly, the most surprising thing for me was how open and like how willing he was to just literally put almost all the blame on Rob Pelinka.
Yeah. And he really avoided trying to put any blame on Jeannie Buss.
No,
which I was surprised.
He was praising Jeannie Buss. He had nothing but good things.
But it seems like a lot of the issues.
Rob, though, on the other hand.
See, here's my issue with Magic. I've teed off on him before.
Yeah.
But he's so biased towards Jeannie when she is part of the big problem too. Rob is an utter moron. But Jeannie has no idea what she's doing running an organization either. But he refuses to acknowledge that because he's friends with her. So, to me, the Tim Harris guy, I'd never heard of Tim Harris before. I had no idea who this guy was.
Up until a few hours ago, we had no idea what position he held.
So he is the Chief Operating Officer, COO, of the Lakers organization. So he's the business side of stuff. He's not basketball operations, right?
Yep.
So his name came up. Let's get into the coaching side.
Frequently.
When Magic said the main reason why he stepped down was, he said, Rob Pelinka's backstabber, talking smack behind his back, saying he's not in the office enough, which I said is a problem too. Magic claimed that Jeannie knew he wasn't going to be in the office that much. I'd like to hear Jeannie's side of that. But says Rob was a backstabber. Then said the main reason is he wanted to fire Luke Walton.
Yeah.
Has the first meeting with Jeannie. She says, maybe. Next day, she goes, okay, you can fire him. Then the third day, they have another meeting. And this Tim Harris fella's in the meeting, COO, and says, no, I don't think you should fire Luke and this and that. And Magic goes, so how does a COO of the business side have power over the president of basketball operations?
You shouldn't have even a word.
You shouldn't be in that meeting regardless. That's why I say, why is Jeannie bringing people in these meetings that should not be involved? All right? So they say, no, you can't fire him. That day, apparently, is when he walked downstairs and quit. But then they still fired Luke Walton.
I'm telling you right now, that's man a little too late with him trying to explain his side of the story, and it does not add up. He did not plan this throughout. They still got rid of Luke Walton. If your main issue was trying to get rid of Luke Walton, they didn't let you. That's clearly not the issue because they still let him go. They still had other plans.
To me, Magic was spewing smoke in the whole show, and I wish he went on a different show where the journalists would have actually got to the details and grilled him a little bit more.
And called him out a little
because,
bit. Been like, what do you talk like?
How do you say you left because of Luke and then they end up firing Luke still? And then you say Rob Pelinka's a backstabber, but then you're talking about how you had dinner with him a couple days before this interview. I don't know about you, if a guy's backstabbing me, talking smack behind my back, and I leave the organization, I'm not going to sit down and have dinner with you.
Talk to him, yeah.
And I'm not going to let you keep your job. I'm going to try and fire you too. My gut is telling me he wanted to fire Rob Pelinka as well. Jeannie Buss didn't want him to do that because of the relationship he's built with Kobe and her relationship with Kobe, as he used to be Kobe's agent.
Yeah.
But for some reason, maybe he didn't want to say that on First Take.
I swear, I'm pretty sure Stephen A. asked him that too.
Yeah, and he said no, we never had discussions about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, then what's your issue? Like,
so a guy's
literally, what's your issue? Like,
guys talking mad shit about you, and you don't even have a conversation about firing him, but you want to get rid of the coach. This stuff doesn't add up here. Magic was not telling the truth, and everybody's
100%.
Revealing interview. Yeah, a little bit.
It was a little bit with him calling out Rob Pelinka.
But we already knew that it was either Rob or Jeannie that was sending texts about him, right? And a little bit that somehow I don't understand what Rob's thinking is. Magic was saying that he was even talking smack about him to people that Magic knew outside of basketball, his business associates. Why is Rob going to this extent? To talk shit about Magic.
Yeah,
your
guys
boss.
are close to him too.
And Magic was saying that Rob wanted his job, and he said he claims that he told Rob, "Hey, I'm only gonna be here 3 years, and then when I step down, you can be the president."
Yeah.
This kid didn't even want to be a general manager. Now he's gonna be the president. And the fact that the Lakers haven't
You were gonna give him the keys. He can't even do one job.
The Lakers haven't even hired a new president. So who is doing the job that Magic was doing? His responsibilities.
According to the internet, it's Jeannie Buss.
No, that's president of the.
Sense.
That's. I think you're confused here. I'll check it out. But I think that's president of the Lakers organization, where Magic was president of basketball operations. Two different things. Each professional sports organization has a business side, and then basketball side. Usually the business side, the guy will have like a CEO title.
Either way, though, they either have no one in that position or she's running the show.
Yeah. So that's what happened with Magic.
But what else pissed me off about what he said is his whole thing was he wanted to get rid of Luke Walton. And then Stephen A goes on to ask him, so what coach did you have lined up? He's like, oh no, I didn't have anyone lined up yet. I wanted to bring my own guys, but I didn't have anyone
I
in
didn't have
mind.
anybody in my.
Who the fuck's are you guys then, bro? Like, no, every organization would be freaking a little worried when you're trying to make a decision to fire a head coach and you have no backup plan. You have no one else to lean on after
Nobody
you
in
fire
mind.
him.
And that's like
okay, I can kind of understand why they're kind of like, okay, you know what, maybe slow down on firing him for now.
Yeah. Well, I get that's the conversation we had last summer when Raptors were firing Dwayne Casey.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I wouldn't mind firing him, but is there a better replacement available?
Exactly.
And it became clear that there really wasn't, and that's why his assistant coach was given the job. Right? So it's the same type of mantra where people just get ahead of themselves, want to kick somebody to the curb, but it's not always worth it.
Wow.
All right, this dog is going a little nuts. Technical difficulties. 2 minutes for interference I'm going to give him.
Kick him out of the house.
And then he talks about how he's still been involved, still has meetings with Jeannie, Rob, and he was even involved in the Ty Lue situation. So even though he left, let's dive into the Ty Lue situation because I broke it down for you earlier. That's very tilted.
Is it?
And I broke it down for you earlier, and you didn't know half this stuff. So let me give the lay of the land to how messed up these Lakers are to our audience. Left side's a little high still, man. You have no eyesight. There you go. Sit down and rejoin us. Thanks to my dog for disturbing the podcast. Anyway, so after Magic had left, Luke Walton is fired.
Yep.
And they have their interview with Ty Lue. Supposedly, he wowed Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss. They had a soft agreement. All right, it's gonna be a 5-year deal or something around that tenure. They, discussed the money a little bit, and everybody thought it was a done deal. So much.
I thought we did too. I saw we had a conversation about this.
And even Jeannie again had dinner with Magic Johnson, talking about Ty Lue. I don't know why you're talking to this guy after he left, but that's besides the point. They tell Ty Lue
he's trying to be the president without being the president.
Right?
Makes no sense.
So Ty Lue thinks this is according to Nick Wright of First Things First. Most of the stuff's from Adrian Wojnarowski, but I'll give Nick Wright his credit. He said Ty Lue thought it was such a done deal. It was his birthday that weekend. He had a Los Angeles Lakers cake at his birthday. All right, so this guy is under the impression I'm coaching the Los Angeles Lakers, right? It's a done deal. Well, hold on, because there's a gentleman by the name of Kurt Rambis and his wife, Linda Rambis. You'd never heard of these folks. I'd never heard of his wife. I
don't think anyone has.
I knew Kurt because he'd been a former NBA head coach.
Okay.
His NBA coaching resume, though, atrocious. He coached the Los Angeles Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. They sucked.
Yeah.
They fired him. The next 3 years, they went on to win 3 straight championships. All right? Outside of his Lakers tenure, so he coached the next couple other teams, his record as a head coach is like 40 and 144. So this guy is a garbage head coach, should know nothing but being a head coach. His wife, nothing but basketball, but she is now the second most powerful person in the Lakers organization as a special advisor to Jeannie Buss. So what happens? Jeannie Buss has a conversation with Kurt and Linda Rambis about Ty Lue, and they advise her that no, you should not give him a 5-year deal. He's only here to coach LeBron more than the Lakers, and LeBron's only here for 3 years, so why would you give him a 5-year deal?
Yeah.
So Jeannie Buss changes her mind. The 3 of them have a meeting with Ty Lue apparently, and they say to Ty Lue's face, "We're only giving you a 3-year deal at 18 or 19 million because you're more here to coach LeBron than the actual Lakers organization." And he goes, "You're only gonna give me a 3-year deal. I have a championship resume. I've coached LeBron before.
Yeah.
When you gave Luke Walton a 5-year deal, and only experience he had was 40 games with the Warriors, and a monkey could coach the Warriors." So Ty Lue apparently said, "F off, I don't need this," and hit the road. So that is how messed up. And then you end up with Frank Vogel. And the best part of Frank Vogel's introductory press conference is somebody asks Rob Pelinka, hey, Frank Vogel wasn't your first choice. We know you guys want to hire Ty Lue and somebody else. And you got stuck with Frank. But what do you like about Frank? And they asked Vogel the same thing.
Yeah.
And Vogel's face was like, why am I even here? Like, utter instant regret.
Who wants to talk to Frank Vogel? Everyone wants to hear what Ty Lue has to say. No one cares about Frank Vogel.
Yeah. But that is how dysfunctional and how destroyed this Lakers organization is. They have people in positions of power that have no experience making basketball decisions. Everybody involved. Jeannie Buss was gifted the organization from her father.
Exactly. This is what I feel is her lack of like almost experience and knowledge about
And that's
how
why
to
she's
run
trying to
things.
pull in so many different
You
people.
can't be having a special advisor who has nothing to do with basketball telling you what to do. Like,
And it was just married to a guy who was a coach. What the hell does Linda... If I'm misinformed, please, somebody tell me. What does Linda Rambis know about basketball operations and building a basketball team?
she's watched
Shit all.
fucking. She stays up for the West Coast games, man. What do you mean?
That's it. West Coast. She's staying up late nights.
Exactly.
But from everybody, Jeannie to the Rambises to Tim Harris to Rob Pelinka, who is an agent, everybody in that front office right now knows nothing. And you're telling me they're going to have meetings with superstars this offseason to try and recruit them to come to the Lakers. Why the hell would you go to the Lakers?
Literally one reason and one reason only. LeBron James.
So
And you want to win a championship, I guess.
if you're going to a meeting with the Clippers,
Yep.
and you have Steve Ballmer, Jerry West, Doc Rivers sitting there.
Okay.
All right, stacked guys, all basketballs. Steve Ballmer's got all the money you want in the world.
But you know what they're missing?
Jerry West, hold on. You got 2 max salary slots, right?
Okay.
Without going into the luxury tax, you have Steve Ballmer, who's like $100 billionaire. I mean, he's got a stupid amount of money, right? He'll go into luxury tax, no problem. You got Doc Rivers, great GM, great coach. You go to Dallas Mavericks. I think Colin Cowherd was doing this comparison, and you see you got what's that owner there?
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. You got Carlisle, the coach.
Yep.
I forget the GM's name, renowned guy. And then you see that you got Porzingis, and you got Luka Doncic, and another max salary slot. Going around the league pretty much. Even if you go to Boston, you're talking with them. You got Danny Ainge, and you got, what's their coach's name? Steve Phillips? Brad Phillips?
Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens. There you go. Right?
I mean,
And you're impressed. You go to the Lakers. You better pray to God that LeBron James is the only person opening his mouth in that meeting. Because if Jeannie Buss or Rob Pelinka or Kurt and Linda Rambis or Tim Harris say anything, the players are going to start laughing and walk out on LeBron.
Real
He needs to
shit?
be the only guy talking.
Real shit. Fuck it. Make LeBron player and president.
At this point, you may as well.
That's the move.
You know when people were ripping LeBron for Cleveland being GM LeBron?
Yeah.
They need GM LeBron right now.
That's why Cleveland got a fucking championship.
Exactly. LeBron was not
Complaining
GM
about
LeBron in Miami
No shit.
because he had Pat Riley running the operations, who's a respected guy, knows what he's doing. But in GM, he needed to be. In Cleveland, he needed to be GM LeBron, and obviously now in the Lakers, it needs to be GM, president, coach, player LeBron. Because what the hell is Frank Vogel going to teach LeBron James about basketball?
Nothing.
And do you think LeBron James respects
Literally
Frank
nothing.
Vogel?
No.
No.
That's why I thought it was like a do or die with this whole Ty Lue thing.
Yeah.
You need a coach who LeBron's gonna respect and like who he's gonna work with.
That he feels that coach can actually add
Frank
something
Vogel's
to me.
not that guy. I'm telling you right now.
And now it's the
he's
same
not
thing as
that
Luke
guy.
Walton. What's the difference between Luke Walton and Frank Vogel? Maybe Frank Vogel's a little bit better with
He's older.
with play-by-play stuff and the analytics, and a little bit of that stuff.
You hear that? Kind of knock something. Yeah,
We're fine. But it's the same thing, the respect and the continuity. LeBron didn't give it to Luke Walton. He's not going to give it to Frank Vogel, I don't think. You see it at that press conference, LeBron was right in the back the whole time, arms crossed, leg on the wall.
I feel like he got a little blindsided with the whole Magic Johnson thing. One. Two.
He's
he
not
was
happy there.
hoping Ty Lue's coming in, sees a familiar face, someone he respects, loves. That didn't work out. What does he have to be happy with this organization? He has a bunch of young players who don't respect him enough to play with his system. And then now the freaking office and everything around Lakers is just falling apart.
I will say this, though.
You got yourself in a mess, man.
He is in a mess, fam. But
Sure,
do you think, say they had no free agents, they run this team back, LeBron's healthy all season.
Yep.
Lonzo's not out all season. Ingram's not out all season. And Kuzma keeps balling, getting better. I think they're 4th seed in the West. If they ran back the same squad.
I don't feel like that squad. No, not with that.
What do you mean? They were in 3rd place, 2 games out of the best record in the Western Conference.
It's too early.
At
Clippers were
Christmas.
in 1st place at one point. You know, like things change. You know, teams
Yeah, but
start to pick
I
it up.
think if they don't have those injuries, I think next year if they stay healthy, run it back, 4th seed, man, 4th seed.
Hey, this all depends also on how Clippers look next year.
Oh, it depends if they get 2 free agents.
If they
right?
get freaking guys like Kevin Durant coming in and shit, stuff like that,
then that's
a problem. Yeah.
Right? Like KD said, we totally skipped this, but so it's been reported. Colin Cowherd,
Yeah.
Nick Wright, everybody's saying KD as we speak now is talking to players about going to the Knicks. All right, so
The Knicks or Clips?
the Knicks. He's talking to players. Then late last night, get a notification that he's considering the Clippers just as much. How when your team is in the NBA final, are you recruiting players for next year already, man? This guy is a piece of crap to me. Doesn't give a damn.
Hey, since he joined Golden State Warriors, you kind of lost respect for him in that aspect.
Oh, for sure.
So it's kind of like this is what it's Kevin Durant. I expect hearing this nonsense.
You expect this stupid shit from him because his head
He's
doesn't work like a normal human being.
He's okay. I can say he's one of the best players in the league, top 2. However, he's not a respectable guy in the NBA.
No.
He's not.
Do players really want to go over and play with him? They saw how Steph and Clay and Draymond had to take a back seat.
Maybe if they got nothing left and they want to win the title, sure.
I could see Kyrie going to play with him. I don't see
Kyrie.
I don't see attraction to him. People want to say that people don't want to play with LeBron. I think people want to play with LeBron more than KD.
Oh, 100%.
And especially what I think doesn't help him is you watch this Golden State team now that KD's not playing. Steph's playing better. Draymond's playing better. Iguodala's playing better. Looks like they're having more fun without KD there. How could that be? You tell me players are not looking at that?
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
I still remember this was from years. This is while KD was in OKC.
Yep.
This is This is before they even went those 7 games with Golden State.
Yeah.
Dion Waiters, who used to be a shooting guard on OKC.
Yes, I'm familiar with Dion Waiters.
Runs up the court with the ball. KD's following him behind. Dion Waiters decides to stop, take the 3-pointer, bangs it, celebrates, boom, so excited, looks at KD says, pass me the fucking ball next time. This guy hit the 3. If he missed it, sure, say it. This guy hit the 3 and he told him, pass me the ball next time. It's that mentality I feel like a lot of players don't like. This is why I feel like Draymond and KD get into it sometimes.
How did that beef start? Because KD said, why did you not pass me the fucking ball?
Give me the ball. He wants to do, like, that's why I feel like Kyrie wouldn't want, like, Kyrie needs that figure, almost like I wouldn't say father figure, but like,
he needs somebody to take leadership.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Teach him almost how to grow in this league.
Draymond all this year we're talking about what happened to this guy. He sucks at balling. Look at last game. He goes 18 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, 7 of 13 shooting.
Went back to his old ways.
And
does
hits
everything outside.
Huge 3 in overtime.
Exactly.
Seals the game. He's not taking that shot with KD there.
If he wants to get yelled at, sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that guy just, every time I read a headline or get a notification on my phone about what he's going to do in the offseason, or I've seen a talk show, it makes me sick. How are you not checked into this, focused on your team right now? You always say you want to be here in Golden State, you want to be here, you want to win champion, you love these guys. Clearly not, man. Clearly not. All right? So just get your head back in the game if you're going to play in the finals. Otherwise, don't even play. They don't need you to win a championship.
But I feel like that's how he feels with when he's in Golden State. That's his issue.
What?
If he's so confident that they're going to win that championship, that he's already thinking about next season. You know, like,
you
he's
never
like,
know, man.
Regardless of if I play or not now, I'm getting that ring. I don't care. Because I guess they're looking at Milwaukee and Toronto as like weak.
How much is it gonna hurt his legacy and status if Golden State wins this chip without him? Does he even get credit for winning 2 rings?
That hurts his legacy insanely, I feel, because that literally just
shows they never needed him.
Yeah, and it just destroys his last 2 rings. Because, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you got the rings, but they would have had the rings
Yeah.
either way without you.
And he'll have the third now, but
You
the
just
third won't mean
joined
anything
you
if he
just
didn't
joined
play.
the championship team.
And
yeah.
the first 2 will mean absolute shit. Now, what would work well for him is if he doesn't play and they lose. That will show that they needed him.
Well, this is why people like myself, I can make the argument as to... Because the last time Golden State played without him in the finals, they lost. So him coming on, winning 2 championships... Like, I still don't accredit it as much as I would accredit, like, LeBron's championship in Cleveland or, like, these other ones. It's still something, though. It's still,
to me,
like, okay.
LeBron's championship in Cleveland is worth 2 rings. KD, each of his rings in Golden State is worth a half. You joined a 73 win team,
that's
bro.
how I see it, yeah.
73
but
win
the thing
team.
is, now if Golden State wins without him the championship, makes those half rings nothing, basically.
Golden State in the year since KD's joined, let's update the record. When Steph plays and KD doesn't, they're now 36-4. That's a 74 win pace.
But
what they were at before he joined.
But I feel like when
with KD and no Steph, they're at a 60% win pace. They're at a 94 with the other way around.
You know why I feel that is? Because I feel like once KD steps off the court, it's almost
I know, we've talked about it.
People put pressure. Even we were talking about when they were playing Houston and KD got injured. We're like, yo, this is when the first game for Portland, I was like, this is their best chance to win.
Yeah.
Clearly not. Clearly your best chance to win is
with KD.
If what's it called?
They don't lose without him.
With no Klay Thompson and Curry. Same thing when we played them in the season with Toronto and against KD, basically. Just by himself played. He dropped 54 in that game, went to overtime, and we still won.
Oh, we still won. And then
The
when they had
first
the
game,
full
yeah.
squad, we slapped them.
Exactly.